Welcome to Getting Started with Income Lab, a video series that jumpstarts great retirement income planning and management. The main dashboard of an Income Lab plan shows how much a household can spend, given their resources and goals, what would lead to an adjustment in that spending, and what those adjustments could look like, all in dollar terms. This completely avoids the unrealistic and scary success-failure framing that clients may have seen before. Retirement spending isn't pass-fail, it's about the clear trade-off between spending and the chances of a future spending adjustment. You can click on the Guardrails card to explore this trade-off. Here, we see the proposed spending level, as well as upper and lower guardrails. These guardrails show how much the portfolio balance would have to change over the near term for the plan to call for an adjustment in spending. And it shows what those adjustments would be, both to the upside and the downside. The slider below the guardrails graph provides bookends to spending capacity for this household within a reasonable range. There's no one right answer here. Clients can spend less if that fits their needs. And in exchange, they would have a bigger buffer before any belt tightening would be needed. On the other hand, perhaps the clients want to spend more, and they're comfortable accepting a higher chance of having to adjust from that point. This Guardrails Explorer is one place to discuss that trade-off. But of course, a plan could have multiple adjustments over the years and decades. A great place to evaluate the trade-off between spending and long-term income experiences is the retirement stress test. Here, you can test how a given plan, with all of its idiosyncrasies, would react to the returns and inflation from some of the most difficult and memorable periods in history. Here, the originally planned income level is shown with light blue shading. The actual income that this plan would provide, including adjustments when it encounters these returns and inflation, is shown by the dark blue line. When you mouse over the graph, you can see how far above or below the plan the income is at any given point. Often in these stress tests, we see that a good plan can navigate tough times with minor and temporary adjustments. And that can really provide some perspective and comfort for clients. In order to compare how different planning decisions could affect income and income volatility, it's a good idea to create multiple plan scenarios that differ only on one dimension, like initial spending and guardrails, or asset allocation. You can then use the compare mode in the stress test to look at both plans at once. For example, this plan begins with a more aggressive income and guardrail setting, and has higher income to start out with. But in 2009, it begins to see more volatility in income. The more moderate plan, on the other hand, gets through this period without a downward adjustment. The retirement stress test also shows you how guardrails develop over time. Plans and circumstances change, so of course guardrails have to change too. Here, we can see how this plan's portfolio balance and guardrails developed through the financial crisis. This stress test guardrail view can be turned on and off, so it can be used when needed, but not be a distraction otherwise. Together, the Plan Dashboard, the Guardrails Explorer, and the Retirement Stress Test provide great tools you can use to explore and discuss spending and spending adjustments with clients and prospects.